Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are having a good Sunday so far, or whatever day of the week it is that you may be watching this. I am doing well. I've been busy the last couple weeks, so I apologize for not putting up a video the last 2 weeks, but there's just been a lot going on. We did celebrate my mom's 60th birthday with the entire family, so that was a fun weekend, but a busy weekend. We have also been fostering and kind of helping to heal probably a 7 or 8 week old cat for the last two plus weeks. It's a little cat that was at my mom's house. She heard the dogs barking and had kind of cornered the cat, and it was scared out of its mind and severely malnourished, and had a big kind of gash on its upper lip and bottom lip. He's going to have a little bit of a scar there, but anyway, he's doing well. And anyway, it's been a busy week. Oh, and last week we did go down to College Station to see my sister, my brother, and my brother-in-law. So it was a good time. But anyway, I'm glad to be back. It is crazy to think that it is a full week or so into August. It doesn't seem like it should be August already. Even though this has been probably the weirdest summer ever, it has still seemed to fly by. I know Brownsboro School District has started back school activities. I know a lot of y'all are in different activities, and teachers have gone back, and it won't be long before students go back. And man, it's just a busy time of the year. Hope y'all are doing well and preparing for whatever's next. And again, I know some of y'all have some decisions to make on whether you're going to do in person or digital, or there's all just craziness going on. But anyway. Well, today I wanted to talk a little bit about making life choices and knowing what to do, when to do it, and what's next for our lives and all that, because it's something that we all struggle with, especially you guys at your age. You may have grand dreams of what you want your life to be like, or it may just be, hey, what am I going to do this next semester, or what am I going to do next year? Some of y'all are about to graduate or have just graduated, and there's a lot going on, and you're not sure what to do. Well, spoiler alert, it doesn't change much when you get to, say, my age, or even in your 20s or 30s, or even when you're older. Like, you're still going to be wondering, what am I going to do? What should I do next in my life, or am I on the right path, and all that. One of my best purchases ever was a Garmin GPS. It's probably 10 years old, and we still use it anytime we're driving around going somewhere we don't know. I know that we can use GPS on our phones and all of that, but it's quite frankly, it's just easier for us to use the GPS. We are used to it. We can stick it up on our windshield and not mess up our phone or phone data or anything like that. And what tells us, and it gets us there just about every single time without too many issues. I think we've all probably been on a car trip where the GPS told us to go one way and didn't realize there was road construction or whatever. But it gets us there almost the entire way without too many issues. And don't we all wish that life was like that we had a GPS that could tell us one step at a time on how to get to our final destination. But see, that's the trick with life, is that we don't know on earth what our final destination is going to be, what our ultimate goal is. And a lot of you guys growing up in school, and you have these grand dreams of maybe what you want to become when you're older, and it's nice to have a goal as to what you want to become, but the simple fact is that it will change over your lifetime. It may change this year. It may change while you're on the path to that. The life circumstances may affect that decision, or you may just realize you don't want to do that anymore, or that's not your goal anymore. And there's nothing wrong with that. Life with Jesus, life with God, is not a one step by step GPS toward a final destination, but you know what? It is a GPS one step by step. Now, the trick is that we don't know what the final destination is. We don't know how our life is going to play out. My dad has spoken about it many times, but growing up, he had no yearning to be a pastor. And then when God started working on his heart to become a pastor, a missionary, It took him a couple years to kind of say yes to that. That may be how it is with you in your life. It may be something that's kind of like a slow God speaking to you thing, and it takes you a while to number one, maybe hear it, and then number two, maybe act on it. Let me read you a verse from Isaiah 58, which kind of backs up this point. Isaiah 58 verse 11 says this: "The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in drought and strengthen your bones. You shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters do not fail." Wow, that's an awesome verse. Let's break that down a little bit. The first part says that the Lord will guide you continually. Again, kind of like a GPS. Like whenever we get off track, if we are in communication with God, we're reading His Word and speaking to Him through prayer and trusting the Holy Spirit, He's going to continually guide your path. If we get off path, He's going to direct us back onto the path. If we're on the right path, He's going to encourage us and kind of maybe give us a heads up of what may come in the future. We don't know exactly what's going to come in the future, but there's always, I don't want to say warning signs, but there's always things that we can look for, milestones and all of that. But He's going to continually guide you. Like a GPS, it wouldn't be very useful if once you took a wrong turn, then it shut down and said, "Oh, well, you broke the path. I can't direct you anymore." That would essentially be almost worthless. But that's not how it is. Once you get off track, it figures out a way to get you back on track, and that's how it is in our lives. We're going to make missteps and take wrong turns, and it's okay. We can get right back on there. The next thing, and satisfy your soul in drought. One thing about a GPS is that you do need to listen to what it tells you to do. If you've got too many voices in your car, for example, you may not hear what the GPS tells you to do. Mine has an adjustable volume level, but if you had a car full of other people in there and they were all talking back and forth and you had the radio turned on, you may not hear what the GPS is trying to tell us to do. Boy, that's how it is in my life. That's probably how it is in yours sometimes as well, that sometimes we can't hear God speaking to us because we have so much noise in our life. And that's something we all struggle with and will continue to struggle with. Sometimes we need to have quiet, turn down the volume on other things in our life so we can hear God speak to us. And satisfy our soul in drought. Last week, anyway, I talked to some of y'all on Wednesday night about the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman at the well, and that Jesus offered her everlasting water to eternally quench her thirst. And that's how it is in our lives. We keep looking for things to satisfy our thirst, but the only thing that can truly do it is Jesus. Satisfy our soul in drought and strengthen your bones. Sometimes I feel weak. Sometimes I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, don't know what I should do with my life, and that's okay. That's when we need to turn to God. So many times when things go bad, we turn to other things to comfort us, and it just pushes us further away when what we should really be doing is going back to God. And I love this last part, and we'll close with this: "You shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters do not fail." You shall be like a watered garden. Beth this morning has watered the yard and watered a lot of our flower beds. Why? Because it's like 100 degrees every day now, and we haven't had rain in a while. And you know what? If you don't water plants, they shrivel up. Sometimes they die. Sometimes they kind of go into a hibernation mode, but a lot of times they just die. And then they don't have that full color. Actually, right now I'm watching a hummingbird picking or getting nectar from the flowers in our flower bed. And that's how it is with us. If Beth did not water these flowers, they did not get enough nutrients and water to survive, then it affects other things as well. Those hummingbirds would have to go somewhere else to find food, and there might be negative consequences on them as well. So when this verse tells us that we shall be like a watered garden, it means it's going to make our life colorful and vibrant and full of life, and also have a positive effect on others. If you're a shriveled up plant, you may be on the verge of death, and you're definitely not going to be a benefit to others as well. And the last part there, a spring of water whose waters do not fail. Again, when you have the Holy Spirit inside you, and you're in communication with God and following His plan for you and following His advice and direction, then we're going to be like a spring of water where we can help quench the thirst of other people around us. We can be a life giver to other people. So, I just encourage you this week to look to God as your roadmap. And how do we do that? Well, the first thing is by reading His Word. If reading the Bible is not part of your everyday life, then I encourage you to do that. It's something that we all need to do, and I think we could all probably do a better job of that. But how can you get direction from God if you don't talk to Him or you don't read His Word? Psalm 119, 105 says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." So make an effort this week to get back into it if you're a little off of your roadmap a little bit. Anyway, hope y'all have a fantastic week, and for those of y'all that are starting different activities or starting school back up, I hope y'all have a good transition back. It's going to be an interesting one. But just know that I am praying for you guys, and I wish you all the best, and I hope to see y'all here in just a little while. And again, we are having Wednesday night youth, so come and be a part of that. We can spread out where we're not too close to each other and all of that. Be safe and get into the Word. Bye.